This is our first time doing this here. I don't know how if this is going to work out. Unfortunately, the screen on this Arcade1up isn't the best at odd angles like this, so I'm going to try to get the screen. Get many options here. All right. So I figured. Let's see. All right. Don't know how well this is going to work. I'm going to give it a shot. I can't seem to get the screen is just so. It's fine from my angle. I mean, this is black here and everything, but off center, I mean, it's such a cheap display that unfortunately, it's got really, see, and I can't seem to get it. Yeah, actually, I may play some of that. It's one of my favorites. This is the first time I'm doing this, so kind of bear with me a little bit. I'm certainly no expert at doing influential streaming here, and or any kind of like anything like this. Yeah, unfortunately, the screen, like I was saying, this isn't the highest quality monitor on this thing, and let's report it messages, and it looks fine up close when you're looking like dead center. But unfortunately, and I'm trying to like zoom into a point where maybe we can get a better angle. Yeah. And unfortunately, I just don't have. I've got like no good equipment or anything. I'm just something to do here. I'm just messing around. So, but anyway, I thought we could kind of like play some of these games here. As I was playing my video yesterday, like you can't even see the thumbnails; they're so bright and washed out. If I see if I angle it up a little bit. And YouTube doesn't really give you a lot of options here. All right, I'm just going to get started on something and try testing a game out. Let's go right for Galaga. That's a good suggestion. Galaga 8. I figured Dutch, dude. How you doing? All right, so let's see how it looks. I mean, you can see, actually, wait a minute. Let me get rid of that. I don't want that coming up every time I'm playing a game. I was messing around with some of the emulation options earlier. I'll fix that when we get out next. Might be workable. I mean, I'm just using my cell phone pointing at the thing, so the quality is probably not going to be the best. I always go for the double ship. Of course, I'm going to bomb out probably on my first time here. Anytime I'm on stage, I don't want to kill too many of those guys. That way I can get one sucked into my tractor beam. There you go, perfect. Unfortunately, the camera is making this look less smooth than it really is. This is actually pretty smooth on the screen, but I just blew myself up looking at the phone too much. All right, so I'm going to do something real quick. Let's go back to this. I want to get rid of this. When you go over to the Retropie options, you can do this run command configuration. And it's going to be hard to see, obviously, but it's going to give you some options on here. And one of them is to disable choosing what emulator you want to use. You can choose from the various versions of MAME or Final Burn. So when I started this game originally, it came up with a little, like a little heads up, hey, what do you want to play this on? And if you hit the button fast enough, it'll take you to that menu and you can choose the emulator, which I really don't need to do at the moment. So we're going to shut that off. Now it should kind of boot to the game and just for a moment here, not be as long. So let's try Galaga 88 again. Let's see if I can concentrate a little better without having to mess around with the camera. Like I said, it's the first time doing this, so don't expect excellent quality or anything. There you go. A little better. Sorry it's so washed out. I'll have to figure out a better way to do this. I thought the phone camera would be good enough. I don't know. It's a Samsung, right? And like some $50 phone. But I also think that Yeah, I'm actually using this little tripod I got from Shane. Right now, the brightness is the big problem. But yeah, I do need something that's a little more extended. This is one of my favorite games. Such a great game. I think it might be the ultimate of the like Redux games or remakes. Yeah, possibly. Let's see. If I cover these up, it could be, man. Yeah. You can see a little bit at the bottom. The LEDs maybe of the buttons, or maybe the back LED. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I'll switch them off next time. Let me finish this, and then maybe I will try that. That's a good idea. It's a simple unplugging in the back. Ah, shoot. I hate when they itch in the corners. It's such a pain. Actually, I don't know if I can reach it, but it's quick enough to not get nailed again. So let me just continue on. So I can beat my high score. That was my practice high score, just to see if the high score states were saving properly before I wasted my time. I have no extra ship. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think the washing out, though, is ultimately just, unfortunately, the quality of the display. It's just not a very good display. You kind of have to look at it head on as it is when you're playing it to get the perfect match for your viewing angles. I was cornered there. That's not going to work. And I can't suck myself up because then I won't have any ships left. Yeah, screw it. Sorry. I caught these at the bottom here. You see these little guys. I'm going to totally bomb out on this. These are almost impossible with one cannon to get these summons. You kind of need both cannons to really nail these guys. Their patterns always throw me off. For whatever reason, the next bonus stage is a lot easier for me. These guys always throw me for a loop. I just love the sounds and the colors of this game. It's just so well done. No. All right. So now you get these interesting horizontal, or excuse me, vertical scrolling screens. Just blew myself up. All right, because now I really want to try those LEDs. See, the thing is, like, that's not too bad. But I think when I cut off some of the light.
红包拿来。
Did you hear May there, Shane? Yeah, here, look. I'm going to put a light behind me, rather, so I can show you. I don't think it's going to help. Let's see. Because now, see, the lights behind are reflecting and glaring. I kind of tried that earlier. So let me try to go back here real quick and take off these LEDs. How's that? Any better? A little bit, maybe. Is that a little better? It's just blurred too. I don't understand why it's so blurry. And it's like you can't focus. Is it better? You think? All right, we'll leave it alone then. That's cool. We'll give it a shot. I forgot to put my high score in and all that, but whatever. It's all good. Well, it's here's the problem with this. I'm in the YouTube live right now, and I cannot find any camera functions. I mean, do you know how to access them on the app? I don't know if it's the Samsung I don't think it allows you to adjust that through the Samsung camera. Once you're in the YouTube Live app, there's just no camera control options that I can see. Unless I have to have 1,000 subscribers to access it or something. All right, so let's see here. You hit these buttons, we'll go back out, and then... And the thing is, let me see. Hold on. Even if like I do it dead on, it's still not the best. It's just, see, like... Yeah. Yeah, well. Oh, well. I'm just going to mess with it anyway. Just for a little bit. See what happens. Something different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. It's... There's otherly... It's... I guess they figure people are going to be sitting there, you know, selfie living themselves from their car or something, you know, or singing in the front seat of their car and doing, yeah, exactly, talking heads. Yeah. God forbid, you know, you try to do something interesting on here. Let me go find my inflatable pool, and I'm sure I'll have full blast HDR and... Well, everything available. I keep almost reporting comments. I'm trying to mess with the zoom maybe on the screen a little bit. I mean, if I could figure it out. I see why this thing's flying all over, because the bottom, I didn't realize that the bottom part of this screwed in, so no wonder my phone keeps almost falling on the floor. All right, so how about a hidden gem and meme? All right, so there's a couple of them that I found earlier that are pretty interesting. I was on, I don't remember where I saw it. I think I was looking up something completely different, actually. It was a something about one of the mods for the Arcade1up, and no, I don't want to be one of those people that, you know, do vertical on the television. You know what I mean? It might look stupid. I thought about it for a hot second, but I don't want to be one of those people. But anyway, yeah, I was looking up this. I found this post, and this guy was talking about all these vertical games that he has on, and most of them I have on here already, but he mentioned a couple games that I have never heard of. Actually, not a couple. One of them I have heard of, and I have played, called Jumping Jack here. And Jumping Jack was a Universal game by people who made Mr. Do and Ladybug. Two of my favorite games. Now, I saw this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this game, but I have not played it in I don't know how long. Let's see if we can get it going. Then the other one was called, I think it's Pandora's Palace. And here it's a Konami game from 1984 that I have never heard of. It's a little platformer. It looks like the high score's working on this too, which is cool. So in this game, that looks pretty good. I think some of the brighter games are going to look better. I mean, like Galaga was mostly space, but this actually looks half decent because the colors are helping to kind of regulate things. But yeah, you got this little dude, and you're jumping around on these springboards, and you're going to knock these monkeys flying, and you got to get to the goals. It's really cool. And Shane actually mentioned earlier, it's got a Frogger kind of thing going on, which it is. It really does have a Frogger thing. You got extra up there. That's a Universal thing. They like to do that all the time. So let's give this a shot. So here's a monkey. And he just killed me. Okay, hold on. Let's restart that. I wasn't quite ready. Actually, do I have the controls separate? Let me see something. Because I think I like to use my far left button. This one I don't want anything for. I don't think it matters. But I think I want this to be number. I think I want this to be 2. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll just use the red button if I have to for now. Okay, so we got monkey. Yeah, there you go. There you go. We got it. There you go. He is flying. So you just hop along here. And this white monkey's gonna try to nail me here, but you can kind of bypass him to a point. So I'm gonna let this guy come down here, and boing, you make him go flying. Now he bounced me, see? So you basically go back and forth around all that. But you know what I think I'll do is, this looks like it's coming through sort of okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of stick to these brighter palette games, something that'll come across a little better. I'm very distracted, unfortunately, until I get my groove going. I'm still working this out. But I only played this game a couple times today, and I'm still trying to get the hang of it a little bit. But I love this time of gaming. I mean, this is when everybody was trying to be different, trying to make different experiences, just kind of throwing everything but the kitchen sink at these games. So if you time it right, you can just kind of see, but you can't jump on them. It almost has a little bit of a Congo Bongo thing going on in a way too, which I'm not a big fan of Congo Bongo. All right, so the other game, if you're still there, Chris, is called Pandora's Palace. This is the game I've never heard of, and I love finding games like this. It's a very strange game. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have a super bright palette. I think it's got a lot of blacks in the background, but let's see what happens here. So you play this little guy. And you have to move him. He's like a little Roman dude. See, it doesn't look very good. It's hard to say. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, so you got this little Roman guy, and you start up here, and you got to get down here to this goal. And it's a very bizarre game, and it's very difficult, I think. But you know what? It's an old Konami game that came out like in '84 or so. Not too far along where Gyrus is. So you got them here, you jump over the little fires, climb down here, you can grab these grapes, and they make you invincible, I guess. But what's weird is, I guess you can crush them. You can't jump on them like Mario. Now you fall down here and you're dead. The game's so difficult. Yeah, so you eat those grapes and I guess you're not able to get hurt. And you can crush him. Anyway, it's a pretty cool little platformer. So, if you get a chance, check it out. I think it's a little difficult, really, for what it is, but kind of got like, you know what? It kind of has a little bit of a Tutankhamun vibe going. I don't know where. Oh, I got climbed down here. So anyway, kind of neat. Let's find something. Once again, it's a little on the brighter side. Here's some Puyan. Play some Puyan. I know we got Puyan fans in the audience, even though there's only a couple of them in the audience overall. I know everybody here's probably played Puyan now. My pathetic high score. I know I've had higher scores than that before. You know, I forgot they protected their balloons like on the first level. I always forget that. I get cocky. Obviously, I'm not very good at these games when I'm on a stage and not concentrate. I know I'm a lot better at PvP than this. I'm sorry, I think that quality is really bad right now, so. Let me see here. This stinks. You get like no options in here. I'm sure there's something. I don't know if there's. It's probably just better. You would think it would be better on the phone because they want you to stream live. That you'd have better options in their app to do so. But I mean, I figure most people probably have YouTube capable, compatible, nice cameras that they probably use to do it. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention again. Let's see. Alright, so here you go. They're going to all line up. If you time this right... He still got me anyway. I'm doing terrible. Alright. Let's see, what else can we try? Oh, here you go. Here's Popeye. Popeye runs really well on there. I was really impressed. Let's see how it can show up. This is like really bad right now. See, I mean, even though I'm looking right at it, the screen is... See, you don't get much... I mean, these things are cheap, so... Let's try that maybe and see if that works. And then you can't focus or anything. Like, that's why sometimes you see the screen, I'm doing this. I was hoping I could... Hey Peter, thanks for joining. You'll have to excuse the quality here, dude. I'm trying my best. This is the first time I've tried YouTube Live. I didn't realize how limited it was in terms of quality and the screen of the Arcade1up. This Pac-Man, I don't know which one you have. Yeah, tap to focus doesn't work, dude. I just tap on the screen. It should. No, it doesn't. It's not. It's totally ignoring. I see like a little whoop whoop, but it's not. Yeah. Peter, I don't know what generation do you have, but this is a this is the Gen 1 Pac-Man. This is literally one of their first Arcade1up releases, and the quality isn't the best, to be honest with you. I mean, so I think it's a perfect candidate to be modded. I mean, it only had 2 games on it, and arguably, as much as I love Pac-Man, the original Pac-Man is just... Miss Pac-Man is the way to go. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Let's get Popeye going. I would highly recommend doing this Retropie mod if you could. It takes a little figuring out. Oh, definitely, yeah, of course. It goes without saying. It's a perfect game. I mean, it really is. But nowadays, it's like I never want to play Popeye or Pac-Man. If I do, it has to be the speed hack. So, and now, I mean, even when I was a kid, though, Miss Pac-Man was, when that came out, that was it. It was over for Pac-Man. Not to say I won't play Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man. I mean, I even have his little amiibo sitting right here on my control deck. Go down. Ah, shoot. But something like Pac-Man here, this is a game, I mean, where else are you going to play this? Arcade only, man. Unless you have like some of the more inferior ports or the Nintendo port. And the Nintendo Entertainment System port was arguably the best at the home. And one of the very few that really was worth anything. I was never super good at this game, but the gameplay is really good. It's Nintendo really knocked it out here. See, I knew he was gonna get me. Yeah, I might just try to look and see if there's any other options for using the using like YouTube Live through another option somehow. Here's Punch Out. Let me show you Punch Out. Punch Out looks really good on this screen. Unfortunately, like I was explaining earlier, the angle, you just can't get a really good angle on this screen. Unless you're like looking at head on. Here he is, right here, Pac-Man. So, and then I got the Dig Dug dudes over there. So you're getting the full 2-screen recreation here of the arcade. And now I'm not expecting to do very well at this here. I might not even get this guy knocked out. I'm like so rusty at this game, which is ridiculous. I don't know how I don't think you have enough oomph to really put him away. Let's see. Figures the other night when I was testing this, I did knock him out pretty quick. I can't do it on camera though. There you go. Now, I don't know what the little blue arrow means on my screen right now. For the most part, they do. That's one thing I'm still, it's like a work in progress with the high scores. Because it depends on what emulator you're using and if it's supported. It's still MAME, so you're still dealing and final burning. So you're still dealing with the limitations that are in place. Plus you're on with so in some cases like this game here, I got 88,000 as a top score. That's not my score, unfortunately. And as far, I don't remember anyway if it was. I've only played it a few times on here. But a lot of times I'm just trying to confirm by playing them. But most of them do, yes. Pac-Man, I mean, the big ones, definitely, you got the save options. If it depends on the emulator, MAME, even MAME, there you go, nice. The timing, obviously, the latency is not too bad if you could pull that off on this. Like Final Burn, I noticed. Ah, shoot, I missed him there. Final Burn, I noticed you get some games that don't have high score. They tend to be more jacked up. You get some games where the high scores will work with MAME 2003, which is the default emulator, and some won't work. But then you go into like MAME 2003 Plus, they will work. So there's a little bit of fiddling around, and I'm still kind of learning as I'm going. I haven't really used MAME in years. And but I've been learning a lot as I go. So there you go. Let's see. I'm in 36th place. Now, what would be great is, I don't know if it's going to show me. If I hit reset here, I can go back to the RetroArch menu and hit restart right here. I don't even know how to bring up the chat on this thing. This YouTube Live is... Here, all messages are available. There you go. I have a pie ready with the games. Yeah, honestly, I just went and used ETA Primes. If you do a YouTube search for ETA Prime, Arcade1up, Retropie, he put out a video a couple years ago. That is the tutorial I followed. I kind of liked his idea of the quality and craftsmanship of these things aren't the best, so you don't really want to spend the best either. I mean, you're putting a $35 Raspberry Pi in it. The buttons, I actually had, I don't know if you saw my video I did yesterday, where I kind of covered the insides and outs of putting this together and what I used, but I did supply some links there. The buttons, you get a set of 8 buttons, LED buttons. You get the coin 1, 2. They're LEDs, they light up. I wasn't sure about them at first because I didn't know if I wanted them brightening up everything. But that, and then the joystick, it was like $26, and they're not the top end quality, obviously, for that kind of price. But you put them in this, and they're perfectly fine. They're functional. They work. So there's the amplifier. That was about $15. It depends. You don't even need the amplifier, it sounds like. But he used it. I went along. I just thought his idea was good. I was trying to reuse as many of the parts as I could. The screen, the speaker that's actually right here in the deck. What is some other things I reused? I even reused the power adapter that came with the Arcade1up because it's the perfect voltage for powering the board that you need inside the thing. Let me see, what can we try here? Here's 1942. We can try that. See how that works. That may look okay because it's a colorful game. Thanks, Peter. You too, man. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. So if you're seeing some odd delay on the footage as you're watching, that's not the game. It's the camera, just, I guess, the refresh and between the monitor, and it's just awkwardness. The game in person is completely butter. It's smooth as can be. Now, in this case, this is my high score up at the top. This game does save the high scores. So, like I said, it's an ongoing process, though, of trying to track down and nail down what games save and which don't. And there are ways to kind of fix that, I found out. But it's all trial and error. Right now, I was just trying to get everything up to a point where I felt satisfied with a physical machine that worked properly. And what I'm doing now is just kind of going in and tweaking the software aspects of it a little bit as I go. Yesterday I put more high resolution art on it than what the scraper provides, because the scraper, unfortunately, it gives you like really lousy thumbnails. And what I like to do on here is there's a screensaver function, so when you walk away from the cabinet, it'll play video from the games, or it'll just put up the flyer or arcade art that was on the side, which in itself is a really neat nostalgia hit, seeing some of that artwork. So when you blow up these really awful thumbnails that the scraper provides, it's all blasted out, looks awful and pixelated, because unfortunately the screen resolution is higher than the pictures that it downloaded. So I went on and replaced a lot of them with higher quality resolution ones, so at least they'll stand out a little better. The music is the worst part of this game. It's just this toot and whistle, but there's something simple about it that I really enjoy. it's got a real zen-like feel to it as you play. I think this one blows them all up. Yep. This joystick is awesome. It's not the one I got with the kit. It's a lot more loose, which is great. It's got a short throw. I knew they were going to get me there. It's got a short throw to it. So you get nice quick reaction when you move around. All right, here, how about some Black Tiger? We'll play the hits tonight. So unfortunately, I'd like to light this marquee up maybe. But unfortunately, it's not as simple as just putting LEDs next to it, because you're going to have these LEDs blasting in your face. You need some kind of like a diffusing panel that you can put in front of it that will kind of just direct the light and give it a nice glow. I also want to get something that'll maybe dim it so you can adjust it a little bit. Hey man, how you doing, dude? Send cool. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Probably not good night anyway. The quality stinks. But thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. I used to love playing this at the one of the pizza places around here. Doesn't look like you can really see what I'm doing either, unfortunately. But this game, it's a tough game, but I think at this point I can usually get to at least the second boss on one credit if I try hard enough. This era of Capcom games, oops, I walked right into that. That was stupid. This era of Capcom games is really neat. I just love the coloring of the graphics, and they had a real richness to them. Wow, I just did terrible there. I jinxed myself. All right, this game's a little hard to see. Let me find something that you can actually see what I'm doing. This is an interesting game, Shane, if you're there. It's called Blastoff. This is a game I discovered that, oh yeah, okay, I'll get to Gorf. Give me a second. That's a good idea, actually. So Blastoff here is a sequel to Bosconian, which I never knew existed. So that's one that you may want to check out, Shane. I mean, it's not the same type of game as Bosconian. This is a scrolling, a vertical scroller, but it's not a bullet hell, as you would call it. It's just a basic run-of-the-mill shooter. What's neat, though, is it's got this gimmick where you can flip between 3 different types of weapons. Let me see. I'll load it up real fast, and then I'll scroll down and get to Gorf. So it gives you the button. There's a fire button and another button to cycle through these weapons. You can do like a more frontal shot, a side shot, and almost like a diagonal. I'd never heard of this game. I never knew it existed. And I don't know if it even came to America. But it seems to be using... You can see it switching weapons there. It seems to maybe be running on the same technical PCB board, whatever system. Yeah, 89 is Galaga, 88. So... So you get this frontal shot, you can hit a button, you get another frontal shot and back, or you can do side and up. It's a very neat game. And then you get the diagonals. So depending on the obstacles that are ahead of you, you can flip through, and it adds a little bit of a strategy in terms of deciding what weapon you need for a specific thing. So yeah, this is another one of these like little hidden gems I've just discovered just by doing this whole project so far. It almost has like an Amiga look to it in a way, if you think about it. Like an X2 look with the graphics, which is kind of cool. It's hard to see, obviously, on the stream, but... So let me go down and we'll try out... We had a request for Gorf. Let me see. I don't know how well it's going to be to see it, but at least you'll... Let me see if I can get a good shot in there. See, I got the art there and everything for it. See if I can... I don't know if that's any better. Hey, yo. Sorry for the quality here. If you have any tips, I'll be happy to have them. All right. So, let's try Gorf. Now, Gorf was a bit of a bear to get going. You had to use specific version of meme. You had to get the samples. And I don't think it's 100% emulated, but it's pretty close. I mean, it looks like it's at least 90% from what I could tell. The bummer is it's not saving high scores. It will save them until you reset the game. So there's the high scores are all zeros. And what stinks is I actually had a high score of about 8,000. Oh, that was stupid. Yeah, to me, the sounds and the voices are the big highlight of this game. Ah, no. I don't usually let him get that far. Dang. There you go. Here comes the, I think, I always thought it was cool how the pieces of the ship fall out and try to kill you. It's a neat touch. There you go. So epic. Yeah, it runs pretty well. It plays well enough. It's fun. You can get a nice little fix from it. What else could we play here? Here, we could try some Gyrus. See how well we do here. It's a kind of a black screen. There's my high score. So Gyrus is working. Some of the best music in the arcade, really. Can't beat it. It's a little troubling to play with the joystick. I always forget if the arcade had a more circular joystick or not. I don't know if you're still there, Shane, if you remember that or not. I almost want to say it had a joystick that was like where it just looped around, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. Oh, I'm doing terrible already. Or was it just a standard, 8-way joystick, 4-way joystick or not? Nah, it's just me right now, hanging out. I need to figure out a better way to portray the screen in a better light, no pun intended. I mean, for me, this screen is a lot more presentable from where I'm sitting in front of it. Unfortunately, I can't really pin this camera to my shirt or anything. Let's see what else we got. There's Jackal. So we can get some Jackal going. Or Top Gunner, obviously, is what. Yeah, see how it's like got that blue? It's almost, the screen looks blue. But for me, it's more of just maybe a little bit of a cloudy day. No, just a little haze, nothing. You can't read Jackal. But see, angle it at a certain angle, and unfortunately, it's just. Yeah, Chris, I wasn't sure if the joystick though had. I know it wasn't like a spinner or something. I know it was a joystick, but I wasn't sure if it was one that just went around, a joystick that you rolled around or not. I guess, or if it was just a normal Pac-Man type joystick. But yeah, I have a feeling that was the case. I love running these guys here. There you go. Very satisfying. Another game that saves the high scores. I got that score earlier. I'm not playing at the top of my game here. I gotta find something to play that I can zoom out a little bit. Little turds are very intelligent. Look how he's running in. Get me. The AI on this is pretty good. For what it is. Okay, so I'm full. Sorry, guys. So what we gotta do is take these troopers up to the landing pad to unload. Hard to aim a little bit. And what you do is you want to clear out the helipad here. Oh crap, I forgot I could die running into it. Alright, well, there goes that. And the key thing to scoring in this game is to get the combo points up on the air, dropping them off the little helipad. So what I want to do is I want to make sure this area is all cleared out, nothing around, and I can just go right in. And as they combo up, you'll get different amounts of points here. And then they come back and kill you. So, tells you where you went, which is almost unwatchable on the screen. It's another one we could play. Something that's hopefully easy to see. Our Moon Patrol I got working pretty well. Moon Patrol was one that was a pain because when I first started playing it, I was playing it under the emulator Final Burn. Because for whatever reason, I couldn't get the screen to rotate properly for this vertical display. This is a horizontal game, and that's why you have the bars at the top. So when I was using the default MAME, I wasn't able to get the screen to rotate, or the game to rotate its screen to reflect a horizontal game. And I was using Final Burn because for whatever reason that worked, but then there was no high score save. So what's cool is now I've figured out how to get MAME to rotate properly by doing some Googling and a few hours of research, unfortunately, but hey, I got it down now. It's just a matter of enforcing a configuration file to go in and do the display properly. I'm doing awful. All right. Mouser was another one. I don't know if I remember Mouser. Here, let me see if I can zoom in a little better. See, like, you can see the screen is decent. I mean, right here, you can see that you get the black, and you can see the detail because the theme, the UI has like a carbon, which I thought was cool because it matches this carbon here. Kind of blends in a little bit. Is there a better angle here? Maybe we could try. Let's see. Yeah, see how washed out it gets over there? If I could do it right there, I could have it over my shoulder. That would be great. But I don't have any. I need a tripod. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But even still, I don't know if I want to have the tripod right there. So for now, we're just going to stick with that. Mr. Do. So this is cool. Here's Miss Pac-Man. There's no Fort Apocalypse on this because Fort Apocalypse was not an arcade game. I'm not playing anything but arcade games on this thing. There will be no PlayStation or keyboard-based consoles on a system that's got a joystick and 3 buttons allowed. No autographs, please. So what's cool here is I was able to take the original Miss Pac-Man, and I was also able to add a fast hack Miss Pac-Man, which is great because to me that's the best way to play Pac-Man. So first, let's do a little comparison. We're going to play normal Pac-Man, just to get an idea of how Miss Pac-Man normally runs. Well, yeah, I am a purist. I don't want to. Why would I want Fort Apocalypse next to Gorf? Okay. Now you can see Miss Pac-Man. She's loafing around. It's a fun game. It's good. Arguably the best of the Pac-Man platform games, so to speak. You know. That's just a test I score, by the way. That's not the best of my ability. I'm just, as you can see, I'm already ready to beat it just by twiddling around here. So anyway, that's Miss Pac-Man normal speed. But we pop out here, and we're going to get fast hack mode. Which, if I don't think Shane's here anymore, but if he was, he would agree with me. It's the best way to play Miss Pac-Man. Same game. It's just Miss Pac-Man moves like she's got thunder up her butt. Makes the game a lot more interesting. So here you go. And a little more harder to control. That's the downside. So you need quicker reflexes. But at the same time, you know, you're getting the Miss Pac-Man experience and making it more interesting. It also allows you to quickly bypass all these earlier stages before you fall asleep and get to the real meat of the game. It's almost like it's a little easy. You may be thinking, hey, that looks a lot easier now. You can blast around the maze. But no. It ramps up because then the ghosts get faster and the power pellet duration decreases. So you still have to stay on your toes. Definitely. So. I don't know if you're still here, Chris, but this is another interesting hidden gem. Let me see if I can. I don't even know how to bring the chat up. Oh, well, Neo Mr. Do is a Neo Geo game. It's a lot more colorful, and it's a little bit of an update. It's almost like a Galaga 88 of Mr. Do. It's a horizontal game, though, for the Neo Geo. But here, I'll pop it on for you. Shane's a big fan, too. Okay. You know what? Let's try playing this one. Since this game's pretty much one-handed, so I'm going to just sit here and play it. Yeah, it's a neat game, dude. Just give it a try. I don't know why I can't get it to play. There you go. Okay. I was going to say I was playing it before. So it's Mr. Do. It's just colorful. It maintains a lot of the charms of the original. I just killed myself. You get these little scooters, so it moves you a little faster. It's got some little power-ups on the field just to spice things up. And you complete the round. That puts the creatures to sleep there. It was a clock. So that's the gist of it. So what I'm doing here is whenever I want to exit the game, I have this thing rigged up so I can just push both these at the same time and it pops you right back to the main menu. All right. What was I going to share? Yeah, here's another hidden gem. This one's pretty cool. It's called Mustache Boy. This is another one I've recently discovered in the last couple of weeks just by doing this because I've been trying to just track down as many vertical games as I could. And it's got high score saved there. I am right there. I think it's got like a little thing at the beginning here. It kind of explains how the game works. So what you're doing is you go and you have to uncover the floor in this game. So that hit stop there. You can jump and grab these balloons. But you got to uncover all these tiles. You want to color them. And then see, you can drop a bomb on them. And what you do is you just race around and you brighten up these panels. It's almost like Crush Roller in a way. Funny enough, this is from a company called Seibu Kohatsu, obviously a Japanese company. They made games such as Raiden, and it's just amazing because I've never heard of this game, but it's so much fun. So yeah, once you get these enemies in that zone and you let off that bomb, blows them all up and get points. So there you go. I completed the level. That's actually not a bad angle there, I guess. But see, the game's not very black, so. Anyway, that's another one, Mustache Boy. Give that one a look. See, I recommend it. This here is one of my favorites of me and my brothers. It's called Alzone. It's not quite a bullet hell shooter, but it is a shooter. But it's interesting because you're not a spaceship. You're this like I guess some kind of a super soldier type being, and it's from Plan. They're well known for these types of games. We hope you destroy them all. Stand by, ready, good luck. So what you do is you advance up this hill, or vertically, the screen. It's almost like got a little bit of a commando thing going on. So you sit here and you just take these guys all out like this. So you get this power up that lets you just focus forward shooting. This is one of my favorites. So this game's just so much fun. Great music. Very energetic. Takes a lot of skill to really advance in it. But I think overall it's a very fair game. It's not. If you make a mistake, it's all on you. As you're playing, at the top there on the left, you can see there's a little bar. That's almost like your energy level. It is your energy level. I just got caught on geometry a little bit. But when that runs out, you pretty much are screwed. So as you play through the maps, the levels, throughout the maps of the level, you're going to see these E's here. That'll fill them up for you. This is why I can't talk and play at the same time. I should have been like to the first boss by now. This Pac-Man, Pac-and-Pal. There's Phoenix. That's another great game. This one here is an interesting one too. I don't know. It's called. It's a Capcom game called Quiz and Dragons, and it's a kind of a guilty pleasure. But what you do is you go around this game board and roll a dice, and you answer trivia questions. Don't use drugs, guys. You answer trivia questions to advance down the board. So you can pick a character here, and each one is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one has different abilities for the game. Unfortunately, because I have only 3 buttons, I had to use the player 1 button as the 4th button. So you roll the dice. You get a 5. It's going to count. Boom, boom, boom. Should land me on the green slime. And I think the green slime is going to prepare me for 3 points, so I need to answer 3 trivia questions. When was Thurgood Marshall appointed as the first black Supreme Court Justice? I want to say that was 1967? Yes. So what you do is you scroll through, you get these questions right, and then you can beat Bishop Paris. What was Woody Paris's? Oh, I don't know if I knew that one. Police detective, captain. Okay, got that one right. What early Central American culture developed hieroglyphic writing and a 52-year-old solar calendar? The Maya? So each of these buttons I have mapped out already. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4th being player 1 button. And I simply just made the game free play to bypass that player 1 button. Because I like this game so much, I made an exception. So now I'm going to move on to this mage. If I would have gotten to the end, I would have been able to get some special abilities. Where did William go to college? I have no freaking clue. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. No, didn't work. And what year was the artist Michelangelo? Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, I was hoping it was one of the 14s. What musical inspired the name of a currently popular rock group? Now, as you can see, these questions are kind of dated. Damn Yankees. What constitutional amendment defines a jury's role in civil cases? Is it? No, 7th. Okay, I don't know. I knew it was one of the higher ones. What was John Belushi's last movie? I knew it. Continental Divide. I don't know why. Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that one. I don't watch General Hospital. Anyway, it's a fun little game. Some of the questions are actually incorrect. The answers. Like I think one of them is actually who was the blonde bimbo on Three's Company, and I think the answer is like Janet or something. Solar Fox is another good one. I don't know how well it's going to show. I used to play this on the Commodore all the time. You move the ship around. It's almost like Pac-Man with a spaceship. You gotta collect the dots while the enemies are all around you on the grid trying to blow you up. So for this, you got a fire button and you got an acceleration button to help you zoom around a little bit. And that's why I lost my skip-a-rack timer, because I went too slow. So if you play it right, you can kind of just blast around. Unfortunately, because I'm using an 8-way joystick, some of the angles for these four angle games are a little more harder to kind of discern and pull off. Space Invaders, but that's kind of boring. This is one of my favorite shooters. I really enjoy this one a lot. Stormblade. This is a later made game. This is, I think, I want to say 92, 93, somewhere around there. But it's a lot of fun. Japanese vertical shooter. Very similar to Arrow Fighters. You pick a pilot. Let me try her. I'm usually the top guy. So let me give the chickie a try here. Problem with her is I keep thinking her missiles are my enemy missiles. I mean, enemy missiles are not mine. I don't want to bore anybody with these shooters, so to speak. Here's Sunset Riders. One of the few horizontal games I put on here. I didn't want to just load up a full ROM set of MAME games. I mean, I just wanted to put on some of my and I wanted every vertical game I could get to take advantage of the screen. But on the other hand, I put a few of the more interesting or favorite horizontal scrollers that I could. Just to, why not? Steve. Billy. Bob. Cormano. What always cracked me up about this game is the very first thing in the game, you go into like a saloon and you get like a little power up from the girl. Oh, in this case, he got a drink. Made a liar out of it. Usually there's a girl in there giving you a kiss or something. There she is. All right. Oh, here we go. Let's see. How about here you go. Another one of my favorites growing up. Played the heck out of this game on the Commodore. Big fan of this one. Wizard of War. Alright. Got a little Zax on here. Sorry, it looks like garbage. That looks pretty good right there, doesn't it? I don't think I can zoom it out anymore, though. Huh. This is such a pain. Like I can't get the zoom in and everything right. It's got like there's like no options here for this thing. This is too cruddy. Other sound. I didn't put a quarter in. There you go. See? I'm just messing with the camera here. Trust me, all my games have sound, otherwise they wouldn't be on here. Gorf originally didn't have sound. It took me a little while to figure all that out. It's not just pop it on and play, unfortunately, for some of them. Now, one thing that was cool is on this game, you could kind of shoot to find out where you were going. You could see your shots are hitting that energy thing there, so you know you can't necessarily fly into it. This is hard. I did better, obviously, last time because my high score is 8,900. Let's see. Zookeeper. Here's another big favorite of mine. Yeah, that beginning sounds cool. It's like a hum. Chris is, I'm sure, a big Zookeeper fan, right? This is the one where you gotta put the animals all in their cage, or a brick wall in this case, and try not to let them eat you. The more you get left in there, the more points you get. You get this net, and you can kind of go around the corners. And then it tallies up the bonus based on how many you have in the inside. And as they hit it, they break the wall down. So, and that way they can get out, and unfortunately you'll lose your bonus by keeping them in. It gets very chaotic very quickly. Yep. In this part, you gotta go up there and rescue your girlfriend from the monkey. I like to kind of wait a few moments because you get that and it gives you some good bank. You get 12,000 points. 1,200 points, sorry, excuse me. For those Sundays. No, throw them out, no. Ah, they're all gonna get out. All gonna get out. Actually doing really well at this right now. Afraid to turn it off. The more animals you jump at the same time too, you also get extra bonus points for it. Ah, it's hard to jump sometimes. See that 6,000 and I jumped those that group. If I can get over there again. There you go. Got most of them. Just missed one. I didn't intend to play this long, but let's see how far I can get here. Kicking some butt. Oh, there's the crown. Get up there. Get the crown. Get the crown. No. Ah, shoot. The crown's gonna be some nice points. Unfortunately, you hit that bottom piece there, and you're screwed. You die. So there you go. Look at that. 10,000 for that crown. Let me see. Oh no! I got greedy. Shoot. Oh no! Sitting behind the girl. Oh well. I think I got the high score though for this. Yeah, there you go. And you put your initials in. And this one saves them because I've played it before, as you can see here. I got my name. Well, maybe you can't because of the quality, unfortunately, but yeah. So that one saves your scores. That's great. Back at the top here, what else can we play real quick? Maybe I'll do one more. Here we go. There's burger time. I'm gonna do bump jump though. Let's do some bump jump. Ah, almost. Oh shoot. I wonder if this is working right, because that thing's supposed to be beeping when the... See, now it's beeping after I died. See? There should be some kind of a beep. Gotta watch those guys. They dump trash on me. Ah, I think that's it for me. Alright, so let's try some burger time. Not very good at arcade burger time. I was always better at the console versions, unfortunately. Yeah, I was good enough to get second place, so I guess that's something, right? Yeah, this is terrible, this quality. I'm really bummed. I was hoping I could get somewhat better quality than this. I mean, the phone camera can do 4K 60. So, I mean, this is just unacceptable. So, it's just the app, unfortunately, doesn't give you many options. Ah! You know what? I'll flip paper card. Circus Charlie's pretty cool. This is another one I've always kind of liked. It's really reflective of the neat ideas that all these companies were trying at the time for their games and their gameplay, and doing original ideas. Another Konami game. Konami was just knocking them out of the park at the time. Quality games all around. So you get all these different little carnival circus clown routines that you have to do. Now this one I'm a lion and I gotta jump through the hoops. So, like I said, it's a very original, neat concept. You have a time limit bonus up there that, and I'm doing as usually poor as I've been all night here so far. Kind of have to line yourself up. Doesn't seem hard, right? Oh, it ramps up. So the faster you do it, the higher score. Bonus. So next you have to jump these monkeys. It's not very easy. I mean, you're so used to like playing as Mario and jumping over the barrels, and you get to a game like that. Here you go. Let's play some Donkey Kong. Speaking of Mario. Hopefully this comes up right. Earlier the game wasn't saving my settings very well. There you go. I found running this in Final Burn, the emulator Final Burn, rather than MAME. I think the with the colors, the reproduction of the colors seemed better, maybe? I don't know. But the girders are a little more reddish pink here, which I think seems like it might be more accurate than the more red ones that are in MAME, I think. I'm going to have to double check on that. I've tried going up the ladder. Doesn't help I'm half asleep here. Probably not a good night for me to be playing anything. 4 hours of sleep will do that. Jump! All right, it's frustrating. Let's see here. We'll do one more game. What should we do? Okay, here. So here's Galaga. Okay, this is the other thing I wanted to show everybody. So I have here the regular Galaga, which is boop boop, and go down one. You got Galaga 8, but then you got regular Galaga, which is this is a rapid fire version, and it's very similar to what I was showing you earlier with Miss Pac-Man. And you have regular Pac-Man, you have fast hack Pac-Man, and rapid fire Galaga. You fire like twice as fast. So it really ramps up the action and the speed and just burning through the levels. So it's a nice little option, a little extra pace to have, something different. So I'll give you a demonstration real quick of that. Hopefully it's able to be seen. Nice welcome boom there for you. Yeah, say the screen just, there's no camera options. Like, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible. Must be a better way to do this. I'll try a different streaming option next time. So anyway, real quick, you can see how fast you can shoot now. It's crazy. Yep. So. Here's Green Beret, aka Russian Attack. Another horizontal game, but because the screen resolution isn't the top, it's a rather low resolution screen. It's fine for these games. Even though it's horizontal on a vertical screen, there's barely anything. I mean, it's almost like 80% of the screen, I'd say, or at least 75. I don't know. It's pretty good though. Which made me decide, you know what, I'm going to throw some horizontal games on. Screw it. Another one I used to play on my Commodore all the time. Hefty support too. This is a flamethrower that I like to hold on to because up here coming up, there's a bunch of mines on the ground, and it's great just to blow through them with it. And what I do is I also like to try to move as soon as I fire, because then I can follow that trace of fire across the screen. Ah, bullcrap. That was bullshit. All right. Almost reminds me of Kung Fu Master. Now, I think this guy will give me a... Yeah, there it is. Okay. I thought I came to the... Maybe I blew them up already, but it seems like there should have been the mines already. I guess not. So these guys are coming out of this back of this Jeep. There's going to be one guy that's going to come kicking flying out that I'm going to torch because he always gets me. There you go. Now you can see the mines in the bottom left there. Blow this guy up, you get a bazooka. I think it's this guy up here. Makes it a lot easier to get by. So I like to shoot that and then follow as far as I can across the screen to take advantage of the shot. Oh, I thought I killed him before he got a fire off there, but nope. This is another Konami game, by the way. It's insane. These guys were just on their game. It's a shame they just let all these games die now and just concentrate on pachinko. At the same time, I like to try to use these, not hold on to them too long because, oh, I got too close to it. I forgot what happened. Because usually there's another one that pops up almost immediately that you're able to take advantage of. Another rocket launcher, I believe. There you go, second place. That's not good. I'll take it. All right, absolutely one more game, and then I think I'm going to head out because there's another game on here. It's always been a favorite of mine, and I think I may have played it in the arcade once, but it's a game that I've been playing on here and there in the past on MAME and everything years ago, and it's called Juno First. And once again, another Konami hit from Japan. It almost plays like a vertical version of Defender. It's got some really cool sound. Oops. Yeah, these are the buttons that allow you to alter or mess around with the settings and all, but it's a nice frantic game. It's got some cool graphics. It's got some great sound. It was kind of a precursor to Gyrus. You'll hear a lot of Gyrus, I think, throughout the sound here. So you thrust up, you blow these guys all up. Lots of neat graphical effects. I mean, where else are you going to play Juno First? And this is great. It's so cool to be able to play it again. And I'm doing miserable as always tonight. That's it there. I don't care. I wasn't really here to break records. So now you get this thing over here. Some kind of space egg. You rescue the dude. And now you can score all these bonus points blowing these guys up. It really allows you to rack them up. Now, I know I'm doing terrible because I normally can almost get like 12,000 just by finishing that first wave. The other button in this game, you have a warp button, but I was never necessarily need it. It just kind of makes you invincible for a few moments. Let's see if we can blow these up here. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. There you go. That's pretty good. Obviously, they were taking a very big influence from Defender. Obviously not the best, but so I think that about wraps it up tonight. I think I'm done. Love Ladybug. Ladybug's another big favorite of mine. Lock and Chase, Mappy. Try to put all the big hits on here. So anyway, thanks for chiming in, guys. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll try this again and I'll have a better way of doing it that won't be as annoying and have a higher quality to it. Hey, well, yeah, it's, oh, that's good. Yeah, I thought it would look a little better on the TV. I think, Chris, are you, real quick before you go, you're a fan of Matt Mania, right? Are you because you're the wrestling guy. You're a Matt Mania dude, right? One thing I think is great, real quick here. Let me see. I love the audience, spectators in this game. This is great. I'm not even really going to play it. I just want to get started. Because Chris will know what I'm talking about. Insane Warrior. I love these spectators. Look, there's Darth Vader. There's Popeye behind him up there. Darth Vader's Popeye. Who else can we see here? This guy. I think somewhere on the right is. I don't remember, but I think Chris. I'm pretty sure you like this one. I know. One of Shane's the guys in Monroe World. He's a big fan, Chad, of wrestling games. I think there's one other one. I forget what that Sega one is. There's another Sega map. Anyway, all right, dudes. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. If I can turn this off.